Good morning, kids. We are going to do today the last two seasons, cold and wet, which is called as season of retreating monsoon, and northeast monsoon season, that is our winter season. So let us begin with cold and wet. This is also called as season of retreating southwest monsoon. Southwest monsoon wind will start retreating from India from early October. From the months of early October, it start retreating India. So this season is also called as season of retreating southwest monsoon. So now first you have to understand that why southwest monsoon wind will retreat India. So this is our peninsular part of India. This is our Tropic of Cancer. Okay. Now what happens after June? After June, the southward migration of the sun begins. After June, there is southward migration of the sun. Southward migration of the sun. What happens because of that? The main reason is southward migration of the sun, because of which direct sunlight is withdrawn. Because of which direct sunlight will be withdrawn. So when the direct sunlight will be withdrawn, सबसे पहले it will be withdrawn from Ganga plains. Then it will be withdrawn from central India, and then it will be withdrawn from South India. After June 21st begins southward movement of the sun. So direct sunlight is withdrawn. Direct sunlight is withdrawn, because of which earlier there was low pressure here. It will be replaced by high pressure. It will be replaced by high pressure. So the winds will begin to retreat our country. The winds will begin to retreat our country. First wind will retreat from Ganga plains, then it will retreat from central India, and then it will retreat from South India. So in short, South means Kerala. Kerala was the first state from where wind entered, and it is the last state from where wind will retreat. Kerala will have the longest rainy season. Kids, first thing to remember about cold and wet. Why does southwest monsoon wind retreat? Why southwest monsoon wind retreat? Because first, after June begins southward movement of the sun, the low pressure gets replaced by high pressure, so winds start retreating. It will retreat first from Ganga plains, then from central India, and then from South India. When they retreat, the retreat takes place from land to sea, so the winds will not be carrying any moisture. However, when some part of the wind will blow over Bay of Bengal, they will pick up moisture, and Coromandel coast, this is our Coromandel coast, will get some amount of rainfall. Coromandel coast will get some amount of rainfall. So this is the first most important thing you need to know, that why southwest monsoon wind retreat India. Very simple. Because of the southward migration of the sun, direct sunlight is withdrawn, low pressure gets replaced by high pressure, so the winds start retreating. Will they cause rainfall? No. Only they will cause rainfall in Coromandel coast. When before that they blow over Bay of Bengal, they will pick up moisture and they will cause little rainfall in Coromandel coast. So this was the first thing to remember during this season. So kids, you know what? This season is a transition season. It's a transition from hot and wet to cold and dry. Basically, it's a season which will be taking transition from wet period, that is hot and wet, that is rainy period, to cold and dry. So during this season, usually we experience very clear sky. So if the sky is clear, the day temperature is very high and the night temperature is very low. Also during this season, there is high humidity. So we experience during this season high day temperature, night temperature will be low. Why day temperature is high? Because the sky is clear. So during this season there is clear sky, there is high temperature during day, there is high humidity also. So temperature and humidity both are high during this season, because of which we will start experiencing sultry oppressive heat, and that is called as October heat. October heat is a very commonly asked question. What do you mean by October heat? It's a combination of high temperature, high humidity, which give rise to sultry oppressive heat called as October heat. But during this season, night temperature will be low. So first thing we did in this season is why southwest monsoon wind retreat? Southward migration. What is October heat? High temperature, high humidity. The third thing we need to remember about this season is tropical cyclones. The third thing is tropical cyclone. During this season we will experience tropical cyclone. Tropical cyclone always takes place between 12 degree north and 17 degree north. During this season they will take place between 12 degree north and 17 degree north. So how is this tropical cyclone caused? Tropical cyclone will be caused because of the shifting of the low pressure in Andaman Sea. So the low pressure will be shifted to Andaman Sea. Andaman Sea is in Bay of Bengal. So the low pressure conditions are transferred. Low pressure condition, LP means low pressure condition, are transferred. They are transferred to the center of Bay of Bengal. Because of the shift of this low pressure, the low pressure condition are transferred, are shifted. They are shifted to Bay of Bengal, because of which cyclonic depression will originate in Andaman Sea. What causes tropical cyclone? The transferring of low pressure or shifting of low pressure to the center of Bay of Bengal will give rise to cyclonic depression in Andaman Sea, and that is how tropical cyclone will occur. Tropical cyclone travel from east to west. It travel from east to west. So this tropical cyclone will travel towards west and it will hit Tamil Nadu or Coromandel coast. That is the reason Tamil Nadu, Coromandel coast or Chennai experience tropical cyclone in the month of October and November. Three things you need to remember during this season. First, why southwest monsoon wind retreat? Remember the keyword southward movement of the sun. Low pressure replaced by high pressure. Second thing, what is October heat? The combination of high temperature and high humidity giving rise to sultry oppressive heat. And third, what causes tropical cyclone? The transfer of low pressure condition towards the center of Bay of Bengal give rise to cyclonic depression in Andaman Sea. Which area is affected by tropical cyclone? Tamil Nadu or Coromandel coast, that is city of Chennai. They will experience heavy rainfall. At times it is very destructive rainfall because it causes lot of flood. So this was your season of cold and wet retreating southwest monsoon in the month of October and November. And three things we have to remember which we have done in detail. So this was your third season, and now the last season we have is cold and dry. cold and dry, which is also called as season of northeast monsoon. The months are December, Jan and Feb. Now what causes this season? We have done in every season that what causes this season. If you know hot and dry, northward movement of the sun. When we spoke about hot and wet, direct sunlight was on Tropic of Cancer. Cold and wet we just did right now, southward movement of the sun. And now last, why is cold and dry season caused? So now usually what happens is in the month of December, direct sunlight is falling on Tropic of Capricorn. So that time India is getting very slanting sunlight. The sunlight we receive are very oblique, because of which on our Indian landmass the temperature will be very low. So when the temperature is low, the pressure will be high on landmass. Surrounding sea will have opposite pressure, low pressure. Wind always blow from high pressure to low pressure. In this case, wind will blow from land to sea. In this case, wind will blow from land to sea. The wind which will blow will be northeast trade winds. Northeast trade wind. Now this northeast trade wind are offshore. They blow from land to sea because the high pressure is on land. So they blow from land to sea. They will not carry moisture. But when this wind will blow over Bay of Bengal, they will pick up some moisture. They will pick up some moisture and they will cause rainfall in Coromandel coast. So again during this season also Coromandel coast will get rainfall. From which wind? Northeast monsoon wind. Ideally, originally northeast monsoon wind did not have moisture. But when they blew over Bay of Bengal, they picked up moisture and they caused rainfall in Coromandel coast. So first, this is also called as winter monsoon mechanism. So explain winter monsoon mechanism or why northeast monsoon wind blow. Because I am repeating again, in December, direct sunlight are falling on Tropic of Capricorn. That causes oblique sunlight in India. So temperature on Indian landmass will be low, pressure will be high. Surrounding sea will have low pressure. Wind blow from high pressure to low pressure. So which wind will blow? Northeast trade winds. Northeast trade winds will blow. These winds are blowing from land to sea. So they will not pick up moisture. However, they will travel little over Bay of Bengal. That time they will pick up moisture and cause rainfall in Coromandel coast. Cause rainfall in Coromandel coast. So this is how northeast monsoon will be blowing and causing little rainfall on the southeast, that is the Coromandel coast of India. Otherwise, overall in India during this season, temperature is pleasant. The weather is very good, it's fair. In fact, North India will record lower temperature as compared to South India. South India we have done already so many times because of the moderating influence of the sea. Summers are not very hot and the winters are not very cold. During this season, North India will record low temperature. North India will record low temperature because of three things. Especially this northern plain will record low temperature. Northern plain will record very low temperature, and as you will go towards Himalaya, temperature will be drastically low. But why northern plain is so cold during this season? A, it is landlocked. B, cold winds from Himalaya. If there is Himalaya here, cold winds from Himalaya will also be blowing towards the northern plain. And third, during this season, cold waves blow from Caspian Sea and Turkmenistan. They also enter India. There are three reasons that North India is very cold during this season. Landlocked, cold waves of Himalaya, cold winds or waves from Caspian Sea and Turkmenistan. These are the reasons that North India will record low temperature during this season. During this season, two places in India will get rainfall. One I just spoke about, Coromandel Coast. And who will be giving rainfall to Coromandel Coast? Northeast monsoon wind. It is going to pick up moisture from Bay of Bengal. There is one more place which will be getting rainfall during this season. That is northwestern part of India. Punjab and Haryana, we had done this topic in factors. Western disturbance, which is also called as temperate cyclone. So during this season, northwestern part of India, Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, little snowfall in Jammu and Kashmir, they will experience rainfall, but the rainfall is very less. It's light drizzle. But yes, two places in India, in south, Coromandel Coast will get rainfall from northeast monsoon wind. In northwestern part will get rainfall from western disturbance. Western disturbance is also called as temperate cyclone. This will cause cyclonic rainfall in Punjab and Haryana. This temperate cyclone before entering India is traveling on. It starts from Mediterranean Sea. It originates from West Asia and Mediterranean Sea, western disturbance, and it travels towards India. Before entering India, it causes little rainfall in Iran and Pakistan, and then it enters India. By the time it reaches India, hardly any moisture will be left. But that little moisture also is very much beneficial for the growth of rabi crops. So if the give reason comes, why Punjab, Haryana or Delhi or northern plains get winter rainfall, winter, it is because of western disturbance or temperate cyclone. Why Jammu and Kashmir experience snowfall in winter, western disturbance and temperate cyclone. So these are the main characteristics of this season. Cold and dry, northeast monsoon wind season, which is winter season, experiences northeast monsoon wind, weather is fair in India, low temperature is recorded in the northern part of India. South India will not be very cold because of moderating influence of the sea. During this season in south, Coromandel Coast will get rainfall, and in northwestern part will get rainfall. In short, the state of Tamil Nadu and the state of Punjab, Haryana, but both of their sources of rainfall are different. During this season, northern India will record the lowest temperature due to three reasons: landlocked, cold waves of Himalaya, and cold waves from Caspian Sea and Turkmenistan. So this was your cold and dry season. Now the last thing we have to understand is, how is the rainfall of India? What are the characteristics of Indian rainfall? So first, Indian rainfall is relief. Mainly it is relief, not totally, because we just saw some amount of rainfall is cyclonic also. But mostly it is relief, and wherever it is relief, the windward side get more rainfall and the leeward side get less rainfall. Our rainfall is uneven, unpredictable, erratic. 70% of our rainfall, we get from in the month of June, July, August, September. Okay, in the rainy season. Only in October, November we saw, and December, Jan, Feb we saw little amount of rainfall is there, but 70% of the rainfall is received in rainy months. Our rainfall is mainly from monsoon, as I said, but some amount of rainfall is cyclonic, some is convectional. Indian rainfall is very, very important for the economy of India, because Indian economy is agrarian economy. Agriculture depends on monsoon. So for us, our monsoon is very important for our economy. So uneven, unpredictable, erratic rainfall. 70% of the rainfall is in rainy months. Most of our rainfall is relief, which will cause more rainfall on windward side, less rainfall on leeward side. Mainly it is relief, however, some amount of rainfall is cyclonic and convectional. And last, Indian rainfall is very important because it affects the economy, as Indian economy is agrarian economy. So that was end of your chapter climate. We shall have one more video on climatic data table. Till then, guys, start learning this chapter. Make sure when you do this chapter, you have map of India in front of you. That will make your understanding part still easier. Thank you so much.